Somebody had a rough day yesterday, and I am living. Danny had a town hall yesterday on everybody's favorite topic, coal. And so she spoke in Fort Macleod, where she's saying that in a referendum, 72% of the population were A-okay with coal, except 77% of Albertans are not. And banning industries is just not something we're going to do. It's in relation to the Australian coal company where there was some lawsuit because they wanted our coal and they were supposed to get our coal, but then we weren't going to give them our coal. Well, now they're going to be able to explore our coal because it was an advanced proposal. So Danny spoke to the media before the town hall. Let's take a look.
Here for first question if you're ready to go.
Yep. Premier Smith, thank you for speaking with us today. Just wondering what your hope is for the outcome of this event.
Well, I hope what happens this evening is people know that we took the recommendations of the Coal Committee seriously in implementing a change of policy, that we are going to be banning any new open pit mines and mountaintop removal, making sure best available technology is used to manage water.
She hadn't even gotten into the venue yet. Now, there's a lot of concerns with the coal. A lot of it has to do with water safety.
Look at the selenium in the water. I just have to be clear that there are water standards, and we want to be science-based. The water standards say that water is safe for drinking if it's 50 micrograms or less per liter. And in this particular case, it was 1.3 micrograms per liter, so it's well below the levels that are safe for ingestion for humans and for cattle. What we are interested in is bioaccumulation. Fish, of course, end up having, because they eat algae, and then they eat fish, and then the smaller fish get eaten by the larger fish.
I love Danny's explanation of fish life. The smaller fish get eaten by the bigger fish. What size fish are you, Danny? Because you about to get eaten. I also love how she says that they want to be science-based. I love how the UCP believes in science when they think it's going to help their cause, and then fuck science when it has to do with anything else. I'm going to try and speed it up because there were a lot of reporters asking her questions, but it's kind of important to see the interaction with the crowd. Hang on.
You are a traitor. You are rude. It's so greasy with the oil from your oligarchs from the gas and fossil.
Poisoning our water is disrespectful. Poisoning our water to our disrespectful. Disrespect to our bartenders. No, we respect our bartenders.
I'm sure moving the 7 feet that she did totally blocked out the crowd.
Thank you. Thank you all.
And then she just gave up. I love how Brian Jean was there holding the door, doing nothing else. And so part of the issue is the selenium that could potentially be in the drinking water. Danny's saying it's fine, they're well below the levels. This is what the government of Canada recommends. These are some of the health issues that could happen with long-term exposure to high levels. And that's certainly one of the concerns. What if an oopsie happens? Because we know anytime there's mining or drilling or development, an oopsie's gonna happen. But now let's take a look at inside the town hall. Yes, there's going to be video. Yes, it's hard to hear, but pay attention because it's well worth it.
I'm going to send my 20 questions in and hope to get answers from you. But the UCP government in 2019 didn't have a mandate to open up the coal mines. The UCP government elected in 2023 didn't have a mandate to open up the coal mines. Could you commit to us as quickly as you did to the separatists that you would hold a referendum on coal mining in Alberta and abide by the results?
Ouch, that's gotta hurt her a little. And so how does one respond to that? In true Danny form.
You know how citizen-initiated referendum works. You have the ability to, and we did lower the threshold to make it easier for anyone to put a question to the people. You can sign up 177,000 people, and then we can put it on referendum, absolutely. So you feel free to go ahead and do that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, look, I mean, sure, because what would happen in a yes-no referendum is that there'd be a yes side and there'd be a no side, and Albertans would have to decide if paying $14 billion, instead of paying it on schools and hospitals and roads, to add an industry is what they want to do, or whether they think that a reasonable amount of mines can go forward so that we can generate a few $100 million per year.
That's Danny on how to gaslight your constituents. Yeah, sure, we can have a referendum. Yes or no. I believe in that process. I made it easier for everybody. But then people would have to decide. Do Albertans want to spend $14 billion paying off a lawsuit? Or do we want to pay for schools? I mean, it's just a little mine. Teeny tiny little mine. Ugh. It's funny, Danny, because you didn't bother asking anybody if we wanted to spend $80 million on bullshit Tylenol. That could have helped some schools. But it keeps getting better.
That sometimes you get into government and you inherit problems that are many decades. I can tell you that. I can tell you that Brian Jean didn't create the problems. I can tell you Rebecca Schultz didn't create the problems. I can tell you R.J. Sigurdson didn't create the problems. So when we came in, we had a multitude of coal companies that had launched a $14 billion lawsuit for canceling their leases. Now there's a lot of landowners in this room, and you know how I feel about property rights. I have been a property rights advocate since 1997, and that is why we changed our Bill of Rights to say that if anyone has their property taken from them for public use, they get full, fair, and timely compensation. That applies just as much to surface landowners as it does to subsurface landowners. And so that's the situation we inherited. That is the problem my energy minister and my environment minister have been trying to solve. If we do nothing, then we're told we're likely to lose those cases and have to pay. It would be $14 billion of payment. So what we're trying to do is to try to find a common ground, a way that certain projects can go ahead with a responsible, modernized policy, using best practices, and where hopefully we can settle with some of the other companies to take those rights out of use so that those lands never get developed. That's the process we're in right now. And I suspect many of those proposed mines are not going to go ahead, and that those leases will be returned to the Crown for some future government to make a decision on through that process. However, we had, that was weird, guys. I'm brand new. I've just been 2.5 years in.
She's brand new. Oh, my fault, I'm brand new. And to be clear, there were some people in the crowd that were cheering for her. Not everyone was against her. The bottom line of that town hall is it's not all fuzzy kittens. And I don't know how all the people at the town hall voted. I'm going to say some didn't vote for the UCP, and some might have that aren't happy now. I mean, in Danny form, she kept her cool. She is a great public speaker. She got a little snippy at points. It's hard when a ton of people are coming at you for decisions you're making without consulting. That could cause danger to people, land, animals. So I guess we'll have to see if there's going to be more of these town halls on a variety of different topics. Kudos to the lady that called her a traitor. I don't know if she called her greasy or crazy. I couldn't quite hear, but both apply. Here's Danny really contemplating her life choices. Even her hair fell. Thanks to the breakdown for all those videos. I stole them from you. I guess it just goes to show that things are a little thorny in Wild Rose Country.